Once upon a time, in a small British village, there lived a pig named Percy. Percy wasn't your ordinary pig. While most pigs enjoyed rolling around in the mud and eating their meals, Percy had big dreams. You see, Percy believed he was a superhero. It all began one rainy afternoon while Percy was sitting in his favorite muddy puddle, staring up at the gray clouds. What if I could make those clouds smile? Percy wondered. I bet I could be a superhero. Determined, he decided to create a superhero name for himself. After much thinking, he proudly announced, "I'll be Captain Ham." He wasn't sure if the ham part sounded very heroic, but it definitely sounded powerful. And every superhero needed a cool name, right? Now, with his new superhero identity, Percy was ready to take on the world. His first mission? To save the village from boredom. So, he grabbed an old tablecloth he'd found in the shed, tied it around his neck, and set off to the village square, where a group of chickens were pecking about. "I must save you from your endless chatter," Percy shouted, striking a pose. He flapped his little cape as dramatically as he could. The chickens stopped gossiping and blinked at him in confusion. "We're just having tea, Percy," said one of the chickens, clearly puzzled. Percy frowned. "But don't you want to fly? Superheroes can fly!" And with that, he jumped into the air, flapping his little legs. Of course, being a pig, he plopped right back down into the mud with a big splat. The chickens started giggling. "Oh, Percy, you're funny!" they chuckled. But Percy wasn't discouraged. "I'll stop the villainous squirrels who are stealing the farmer's apples," he declared dramatically, running towards the orchard. When he reached the orchard, he spotted the squirrels happily munching away on apples. Percy puffed out his chest and shouted, "Stop right there, villainous squirrels!" The squirrels paused, looked at him, and then just went back to nibbling on apples. Percy wasn't about to give up. "I'm Captain Ham, and I'll stop you with my mighty snout of justice." He charged toward them, but in his excitement, he tripped over a barrel of apples, and whoosh! The barrel tipped over, sending apples flying everywhere. The squirrels scattered, laughing and dodging apples like they were playing a game of dodgeball. At that moment, the farmer, who had been watching from afar, walked up with a smile. "Percy," he chuckled, "I think you're trying a bit too hard to be a superhero." Percy stood up, covered in mud and apples, but still smiling. "I'm Captain Ham. A superhero never gives up," he declared proudly. And so, Percy may not have flown or stopped any squirrels, but he did manage to make everyone laugh. In the end, that was his real superpower, making people smile. Even if he wasn't the most traditional superhero. From that day on, Percy wasn't just any pig. He was Captain Ham. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe.